Two ladies dead.
Disemboweled moments before the show.
What's up? How's
Hey, yo.
everybody doing? Yeah, fucking. What?
we
I can't even
took
do the
DT's
fucking intro.
podcast.
This is the greatest intro of all time.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shrimp Hours 36. I'm your new host, Caleb Hoffman. You
Oh, it's
might notice me.
35.
No, it's 36. I wrote it down in the outline slap. Go look.
This is wrong.
Jesus Christ.
I need a live fact check.
The live
It's
fact check.
36. Oh, wait. No, my God. It's 35 because 34 was last week.
Oh my God. We voted DT off the island for this.
What a
I can't
start.
do math. All right. Shrimp Hours 35.
Man, that's just counting.
Well, I can't count either. I'm Caleb Hoffman. I'm joined with the regular cast of idiots, plus Ben below.
Bye.
Yeah, so as you noticed, we've kicked DT off the island. It's hostile takeover era here for Shrimp Hours.
No
because,
Canadians allowed.
Yeah, fuck Canadians.
Yep.
We've closed the borders.
Won't be the first time.
So yeah, we've had a
pretty based.
fun week. In addition to killing DT, we had a NASCAR race yesterday. I didn't watch it, but
You are a better man.
Phoenix.
yeah, anybody that did watch it want to talk about it?
Nope.
Nope.
All right.
No.
NASCAR happened. We're moving on. What's happening on Twitter? We've had a few things today, and I could fucking pull it up. Amateur hour over here.
The well.
So we had drama at Hickory Motor Speedway this past weekend. From what I saw,
It's a nice black
uh,
screen.
what do you mean black screen? God damn it, podcast is dead. There we go.
There it is.
Yeah, so Landon Huffman had a few words with Hickory, and then Hickory released some BS announcement back that they did nothing wrong.
Let's refresh the viewers for people who might not know what we're talking about. If anyone who knows like the full story.
All right, so Landon Huffman wrecked out after the first 3 laps. Big wreck. I think there was 3 or 4 other guys involved. They weren't going to get it ready for the rest of the race, but they did twin 40s, so they work on it, and then the last of the twin 40s is at the end of the night. So they're like, yeah, we can just get this track bar mount fixed, and we'll be good to go. While they're working on it, they line them up and everything. They say, yeah, we're good to go, and then they go up to all of the guys who were involved in that wreck and say, no, you have to complete 20 laps because you have to have at least 20 laps on your tires in order to compete in the second race because you're not allowed to change tires. And they're like, well, can we scuff them up? They're like, no. I was like, well, why didn't you tell us when we were working on it? They're like, well, you should know because there's a rule that says
We've said in previous drivers meetings, not
not
tonight, but we've said
that
it in the
not
past.
yeah, they didn't say that last week on opening night. They didn't say it this week. There's no rule written down that says that.
Last time wasn't during the fall brawl, which wasn't even a twin race, so it's a whole different 150 lap feature.
Yeah. So they wouldn't let them start all the guys wrecked out except one. There was one guy that only did 3 laps, wrecked out, and actually started the second race. Hickory says, "Oh, we threw him a bone. We said, they can, compete, but they'll get last placed points and money. So you might as well not even fucking start."
The starting park if they did do that
Yeah.
second race. They couldn't advance their position at all.
Yeah.
And either way,
So that was glove.
I can't say that. Well, that blew up anyways, and our boy Travis went and stood in front of the pace car right here and caught it on flow.
Hero.
Where it apparently held the race up for like 30 minutes or something. I heard.
Yeah, this is while they're getting lined up for that second race. Landon and the driver of that 88, I think is Doug is his name.
Doug Barnes.
Yeah, he swept the twin 40s last week, and he wasn't allowed to start either.
So they were pissed off, rightfully so, and they went over to the pace car, and that was what that picture was from. They were arguing. At some point, if you're watching the Flow broadcast, you can see Travis kind of shift over in front of the pace car just to kind of block it and make sure that he can't went full Tiananmen Square and
Yeah,
put his
Made an-
body on the line for the greater cause.
an incredibly based tweet.
I
Yeah.
was going to say incredibly based. Levels
one in the
of
Hall
base
of
we did
Fame.
not think were possible.
Yeah, and
That's Hall
then
of Fame worthy.
they were talking too that like all they needed to do was issue like a simple apology, like, yeah, we're sorry, we fucked up. And then today they're like, they released this huge ass statement saying that they didn't do anything wrong, basically.
Imagine reading all that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
too long
they're
didn't
like,
read,
oh,
they don't
we
take any
mentioned this.
accountability.
Yeah, we
Double
mentioned this
down.
in like previous drivers meetings, like last year. I was like, well, that's not this year, buddy. Because when I worked at Greenville Pick and Speedway, the first couple of weeks, if you had any new rules or anything, you introduced that in the drivers meetings the first few weeks. You know, if it wasn't written down somewhere, you know, I remember in January there'd always be this big powwow with all the different car owners and drivers, and they would hammer out rules and all this type of shit. And if anything new came up, they'd bring it up in the drivers meeting. You know, you didn't, you know, even if a rule existed last year, you'd still make sure that everybody knew, hey, this is what the rule is. You got to complete 20.
Yeah. Either way, Hickory fucked
Well,
up.
Hickory's been doing twin 40s out there for years and years and years, and Landon Huffman says this is the first time he's ever heard of that rule. So I don't know.
And either like, you got to think of it from Hickory's perspective too. I mean, do you think they have like a base that is probably going to get like pissed off, like not even just drivers, but like fans and stuff? Because again, that race was held up for what was it, like 30 minutes, an hour, or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of their doing. I mean, they should have explained at the very least, like while they're repairing the car, explain to them what the rule was, and offer them like, hey, we got like a shed full of scuffs you can throw on the car quickly, so you don't have a tire advantage on these guys when you go into the second race. But yeah, it seems like it was not handled great all around.
Yeah, and you pissed off the two top social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally the
Late model
two biggest
drivers.
drivers at the track.
Yeah.
The reigning track champion, and then another.
The guy who swept the 40s last week. Yeah.
Yeah. So not only like they're dominant, and also they have the biggest following. So interesting there from Hickory.
Hopefully they make the right decision and eventually apologize.
Let's see. In other Twitter news this week, apparently Mike Joy said something during the NASCAR race that I didn't watch yesterday, and something about keyboard warriors. And
I haven't heard this yet.
yeah, basically
Cody
Mike
lives
Joy.
under a rock.
Yeah, I didn't know about it till today either. But Mike Joy said something
Family dinner yesterday.
about the keyboard warriors who had been complaining about the commercials on Fox, something like that. Again, I didn't watch it, so I have no clue.
Yeah, he said like, "Oh, for all the keyboard warriors out there, this is going to be our last full screen set of commercials. So you know, you guys can just take it easy from here on out." Which I thought was kind of funny.
Mike Joy defending the guy's paying his paycheck. Shocker.
Well, the thing that kind of bugged me about it was he said it with like his chest, and he hasn't been saying anything with his chest racing wise in 10 years. So like, I don't know, anything to get him excited, it was the keyboard warriors. It's like, come on, Mike.
I mean, he knows the racing product is shit. This is Phoenix. This is like the most exciting thing to happen all day.
Can we hear this clip? I haven't heard this.
Nah, we.
Yeah, I'm not getting struck down in first episode as host.
All right,
Let's get DT's channel deleted.
for myself.
Either way, Slap made a tweet about it today. You want to talk about this, Slap?
Yeah. So basically, back in the day, I remember Robin Miller and Dave Despain would just go in on IndyCar and NASCAR and the fans, and I got it in crazy fucking videos. There's a Dave Despain clip where he complains about NASCAR fans, and he's just a profanity laced tirade. He just did not give a shit. Robin Miller would like legitimately tell you like he'd spit in your mother's mouth. Like he didn't care either.
That's why we love Robin Miller, my hero.
Again, not putting audio on this because we're not deleting DT's channel today, but
there's no way this is
There's
copyrighted.
no way that's going to get claimed.
Yeah.
shit. All right, I'll fucking
Famous
play.
last words.
Wind tunnel clip from the
A
old
defunct-
channel.
Oh, we have wind tunnel
Channel.
clip from like
All
2005.
right, yeah, all right,
They'll
DT. If your
find a
channel gets
way.
deleted, it's not my fault. We'll fucking.
First of all, to all of you assholes who constantly send me
shit.
emails
this
accusing
is a
me of
great
selling
show.
out the motorcycle people to do a car show,
What's
screw
happening,
you.
Caleb?
I am just so tired
What
of
doing?
hearing that.
Silence.
The viewers at home can hear it. That's all you need. Fuck y'all.
No.
This show stinks.
Is that what it says?
All right. As you can see, we're 10 minutes into the new era of the Shrimp Hours Presents podcast, and it's already in disarray. Fucking
We're
shambles.
bringing the Canadian back.
No,
We
no.
might have to reopen the
No.
borders.
This show's
As a matter
way
of fact, we
better.
aren't.
Yeah, we're gonna outsource Caleb's job to a Canadian, just
Hold
as
on, hold on,
just as
hold on.
Chevy does whenever they build their cars.
Good lord.
It's true.
All right. Anything else that happened on Twitter? Anybody else have anything? All right. Fuck y'all. We're moving on.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keyboard warriors, Hickory rats.
All right. Next segment on the outline is Drip or Drown. We don't have a song for that, so we're just gonna fucking move into Drip or Drown, I
We need
guess.
one.
So I've gone
didn't get
through
on it.
J-Ski and just picked out cars that I thought were cool, even if they have run or not, and we can all talk about them, I guess.
And you get ones that are ass too.
Oh yeah, no, there are ones that are ass. We're gonna get to them. I thought this Ross
All right.
Chastain Kubota car was really cool that he ran yesterday. I love the black and orange on it with the little like Kyle Sykes gradients on them.
I actually
Like-
delivered to a Kubota dealership, but they got that shade of orange all wrong.
Yeah.
Shit, like
It's
what's
the
their
only thing
normal?
that pisses me off about this.
What's their normal shade of orange?
Yeah, it's much brighter, less red.
Like a Home Depot orange, I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Mm.
Either way, I thought this was a drip. You guys
it's drippy.
Did you like it before or after Denny Hamlin punted the hell out of it at the end there?
I liked it more.
Dude, yeah, that
Same.
Marine their feud, that was pretty interesting.
The next one I thought was interesting is this Austin Dillon car right here. This BetMGM car, because this is very similar to what Tyler Reddick ran last year, and then they completely changed the scheme for Kyle Busch and his BetMGM car this year. And so I thought it was interesting that they had two different ones. I don't think it's bad. It's not great. I don't know. Kind of there.
Moist,
Meh.
moist.
Very much.
I forget what
Yeah,
this one
oyster.
is. Oh, here's the Cheddar's Kyle Busch car. The giant croissant on the back of it. Shout out to the
Croissant.
shaky camera work for whoever uploaded this to J-Ski, but
It'd be a
Yeah.
good car if Cheddar's didn't suck as a restaurant.
Oh, fuck
That
them.
left rear looks like it's about flat.
Hold
What
on.
the hell?
it does look flat. That's weird.
Yeah, a little bit.
Ben, you've been to Cheddar's?
Yes, we were at Cheddar's as me, DT, Trace, when we were in Orlando getting ready to fly back from Daytona last year. And we ate there, and none of us had good meals at all. And I think I had chicken tenders since they somehow screwed that up.
Were the croissants good at
It's a
least?
good sign.
How do you screw up tendies?
I don't think we had croissants, but yeah. I've been to Cheddar's with 2 other people, and none of our meals were great. So
I tried to
don't
go to
like
the one like
Cheddar's.
right across the street from Daytona, and they were just like, yeah, we only have like 3 waiters on duty. I was like, dude, it's fucking Saturday before the 500. You only got 3 waiters working.
No,
Yeah, so they would be like, yeah, it's like a 2-hour wait for a table. I was like, yeah, fuck this.
we'll be seeing you.
Yeah, shout out to
Went to some
Cheddar's.
Imagine waiting
tropical
2
grill
hours
place
for
instead.
Cheddar's.
It was actually pretty good.
Next one on the list is this Chase Elliott car that I thought was ass.
That's mid, yeah. That's
Yeah, the Kelly Blue Book cars have always been meh.
Hey, has
Yeah.
there ever been a good Kelly Blue Book car?
No.
Maybe when he ran the 24 and it was more like a dark blue with gold
Yeah,
trim.
the dark blue one, that was a good
Yeah.
one.
I
Yeah.
thought Junior had a few good ones, but I might be misremembering.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Oh, fucking hating. This car had a lot of buzz last week, and I think it was on the podcast even last week because I know DriveThrough made a tweet about it. May he rest in peace. But I think this car is probably the best Eric Almirola car that's been run in the past
Oh yeah,
10
definitely
years.
Rip.
Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah, I don't know if Eric Almirola's ever had a good car in his life before, but this one is a first.
there
Looks
it
really
is.
good.
It's good.
Go on.
I do like
We'll fucking
And they couldn't even keep
spoil
the wheels on
everything.
it.
Well, hold on. Zoom all the way out. How many are we doing?
Yeah,
I
this
told you,
is
I'm go-
this is
all
not
right,
how we
damn.
do drip or drown.
All
Wait,
right,
goddamn
damn,
minute.
shit. I like paint schemes. I like talking about them. Shit.
Don't-
I'm going
Sorry.
to bed.
Sorry to the audio listeners. Go fuck yourselves as normal.
What the hell is this? Am I even allowed to say that word?
Yeah, Denny Hamlin's Shingrix car. That's definitely a slur.
Sounds like
a
something J Rock
for
would say.
Hendrick Motorsports.
That's like a J Rock catchphrase in Trailer Park Boys. Or something.
Yeah. For our audio listeners, it looks like trash. Brown.
That's awful.
We'll skip the Blaney car.
Mid.
Nah.
Skip
Uh,
that.
Mid.
thing.
All right, get
Nah.
the fuck out of here, Todd
All right,
Gillen.
we'll
This
just
one I
have
thought was
hot
cool. I thought this one was cool.
Yeah.
Chris Buescher, yeah.
It also looks like a Seahawks car, and I saw the RFK Twitter account was posting
Oh,
about it for
stop.
running 2 NFL cars.
Stop it.
All right.
Stop it.
We'll
I
move on.
love the chrome green. It reminds me like sour apple.
Mm.
They only did
Yeah.
it for the pillars as well.
Oh yeah, why didn't they do it for the pillars?
The pillars,
Yeah, they made a big tweet about that too last week. It was
they're
dumb, but
stripes.
they're not stripes, they're pillars. But I gave us a
It's the
drift.
Forza Motorsport logo if you really want
It
to
is
get
the
down
Forza
to it.
It
Motorsport
is.
logo. Holy
It
shit!
is. Holy shit.
I've never noticed that before. Yeah, I thought that was a
Trademark
drip. I don't know what this one is.
Microsoft
Oh.
coming for that ass.
This is a new car this year, and I think we've probably touched on it, but I like it.
Dude, Harrison Burton used to have banger deck schemes, and I think he might be out of cup after this year, unfortunately, if he survives the season.
Bye.
Damn, all
End
right.
up on his
Bold
lid back in
NASCAR
Daytona.
predictions. This car,
Whole custard treatment.
DriveThrough left me with a few specific instructions, and one of the specific instructions for tonight's episode was to shit on this car, and I will because.
Why does this scheme just stop?
Yeah, it just stops.
And not only does it stop, like look at how the V is angled, and then this is just at a completely different angle too. It's like,
It's like that number 90 Red Baron car back in the day. It had like that skewed number 90. It looked all ass.
Are the
I
head
th-
designers just not trying anymore?
I don't know. And then like even like these at the top are completely different angles than this, and I don't know. The last good-looking 24 car I think was legitimately Jeff Gordon.
Dude, the Hendrick design team needs to go on an Aaron Rodgers darkness retreat and figure some shit out within themselves because this is getting out of hand.
It's like they like got it like halfway done, and then dude like instead of hitting like save and like I'll come back to this later, just hit X.
Well, here, I'm going to post because Blackbeard posted what I think it's supposed to look like. Here, I'll put it in
Blackbeard
general
made
for you
bangers
guys.
for Larson the last couple of years.
Can you just show me on your phone because it's gonna be less jank? I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah,
Just
Larson,
click
like,
on the
was only one
link.
that
It's
got
right
decent.
there.
God damn it!
Caleb,
can-
I'm with you
Can
on
you win
that.
Oscars for this shit or Emmys for the podcast? Because we are deserving.
All right, here you go.
See, I think
We
that
got
looks
like
much
a-
better with the Valvoline.
Oh yeah! Holy
Oh, yeah,
shit!
yeah, yeah.
Oh, they fucked it! Oh my god!
Oh.
Yeah, this looks way better.
It looks like there's some sort of like design too, like in the white part and quarter panel that they just don't have, like a gray section.
I think that's
Is it
just
a pop
shading,
off?
Cody.
Is it?
Yeah, shading.
Okay, that
Okay,
wasn't coming.
yeah.
All right. Sorry.
That's so much
It was
better.
A little bit blurry through the Discord screen.
Yeah.
All right, we might be taking it back and putting this one on the
The
rapid
Hendrick rap
fires
team.
again.
Yeah.
Yep. Right up
I don't
there
know.
with
Even so,
2311.
like, look at the design. Like, look at the nose of this car.
It certainly looks better
Like-
than the real life picture.
Well, also too, if you notice that the 24 drop shadow is that Valvoline blue, and then you look at the actual car and it's black.
Black. They,
So-
yeah, they screwed that.
So shout out to
Disgusting.
Hendrick's rap team.
So the 20
Yeah.
team that had the
Hendrick, we need to
kind
Zane Smith ran this car.
Disgusting.
of like it.
Yeah, I liked
Mid.
it. All right,
It's,
damn.
I like the
All right,
team
well,
colors. You don't
big
We can move
mid.
on. This piece of shit. God damn.
But we could be best
Mid.
friends.
Another Hendrick L this week.
It's 3 out of 4.
That's- I mean, it's
Yeah, we
just
did have a
mid.
Chase Elliott.
What's
Has
so
Belgium
terrible
had a
about
good
this?
scheme this year?
I just hate
No. first
like
of
the
all, no.
48.
Everything about it, like, get rid of it.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's just not readable. And then look, like you have a purple 48 on top of a purple and orange roof. Yeah,
There's not
ass.
good contrast.
Why are those
not
dog
readable.
arms
The
so
font
long?
is
Um,
too thin. There's not good outlines.
This one I thought was
Legible
drown.
from a distance.
Hang on. Go.
Yeah.
Why are those dog arms like deformed and just long as hell?
A fucking spaghetti noodle dog arms. Then you have a random paw print. Why is there a paw print right here?
There's one on the A pillar too.
Shout out to fucking Hendrick. This one's kind of irrelevant, but
It's all right.
That beat him.
All right.
God.
Meh.
this one I thought was a Ryan Williams banger.
I like that one.
Let's keep-
I think it's really similar to one he's run in years past, but I really liked it. It's just
It looks like the
retooled version of
design
that.
on like a sweater from like 1992.
Shout out to the windshield wiper. Were they anticipating
that's hot.
rain in that race?
No,
Well, even the Cup cars had them on too.
They did, but they removed them for the race.
Weird.
yeah. I think it's just part of the new short track package that they have.
Yeah, it's like road
But,
course. You have to run on.
I don't remember if I had another one. Oh yeah, here. This Panini car I thought looked fucking sick.
Panini cars always look pretty good.
Yeah, I really liked how this looked.
Too.
Yeah, it's a John Hunter Nemechek, I think, ran this 24. It's a Kyle Williams special right there. Did a great job. And then this I thought was funny because they just duct taped Supra on top of it. Just wrote
That's pretty
Supra.
good.
But yeah, that does
Do we
it
know the
for.
story behind that?
I have no clue. I
I
didn't
think it
watch
had
any.
the damage before it even went out on the track.
I don't know.
Yeah, like the fiberglass nose was like already punched in like early on in the race. And so eventually they got some bare bond on there and just wrote Supra.
Based. It reminds me of the like old school like Bristol days, like that Kurt Busch car he ran at Martinsville forever ago.
Or
Yeah,
Mark
Martin.
Martin. Yeah, where
Yeah.
he just like put up the sheet metal, just like duct tape the number up there.
Yeah, that does it for last week's schemes at Martinsville. Did want to take a quick shout out looking at the upcoming week.
Martinsville.
Or fuck,
Phoenix.
Atlanta. Yeah, whatever I just said. But this is our deceased member DriveThrough designed this for Ryan Vargas this upcoming week. And
Postmortem achievement.
I don't know, I'd give it a drown, honestly.
Yeah, drown DT, get him out of here.
Well, I think you already did drown.
No, it's a banger. We love DT.
Drown
It
in
looks
all
great.
that
It looks
cash.
fucking incredible.
We're gonna roast him heavily in this section, but
But
We love DT in this household.
either way.
I wish he was alive to hear that.
Yeah, we can't be mean anymore because he's dead.
Yeah, it's too bad we killed him.
Yeah, he's in a lake somewhere. But
These things happen.
Buried out back in the weeds. Maybe sift around back there. You might find what's
He's
left.
buried
of
in
him.
the backyard with all of his t-shirts.
how long do we talk about DT dying before this shit gets demonetized and taken down and everything? Before
The
we just get
police
flogged?
coming in. It's like, we have a missing persons report.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's gonna move us on to the next segment. Slap, if you want to take us away.
All right. So in 1985, in West Philadelphia, born and raised, there was a what turned into a minor situation for some arrest warrants turned into a major shootout, and later turned into a major act of arson by the Philadelphia Police Department.
That's how they spend most of their days.
about 30 people's homes burned down.
Holy
six,
shit.
I don't forget what the body count ended up being. 6 adults died, 5 children died
Oh
in the
my
ensuing
Oh,
inferno.
no. All right, real
And what
fast.
became known as the move bombing.
Rusty, don't
The
laugh.
move bombing, real fast. Before we get into that, I just realized I forgot to click this.
It's time for Slap's crazy ass moments in history.
Trapaholics.
All right.
All
Slap,
right.
take us away now.
All right. So move was not an acronym, even though they spelled all capital letters. It just meant it was just their movement. They said in nature, you either move or you stay stagnant and you die. So that's what they were saying. Like, they're always on the move. This was basically an all-black group that believed that human beings need to return to nature and abide by natural law and get more in tune with Mother Nature and all of that. And they heavily encourage people to live by what they called natural living, which meant that not a whole lot of them showered. And even though they lived in the big city, they weren't like living out in a hippie commune out in the sticks somewhere. They were in the middle of the city, and trying to live by natural living in the city means usually there's just a a lot of garbage and stuff that just kind of gets piled up, and you're not really keeping up. They're trying to keep up your property. It lowers property values. So everywhere they set up their compound, they would pretty much be harassed out of there. People were like, what the hell are you doing here? Like, all this crap's like piling up and everything. What is the bin doing?
I was coughing and I muted myself so you guys didn't hear it.
Oh, well, we saw it.
Shout out Caleb for making that full screen.
Another thing that pissed people off about Move was they would often do demonstrations out in front of wherever they were stationed at, and they would always have these profanity-laced tirades with multiple people on bullhorns just like marching around, just shouting stuff, and they always got the cops called on them. They always got noise complaints and all this stuff. They were formed in 1972. Somehow they stuck around for over 10 years. They're just moving from place to place, being chased from one place to another. In 1978, there was a bit of a kerfuffle. So at some point, they had enough complaints against them that there was a court order to vacate the location that they were at. Most of the Move members ended up obeying the order. There was a group of about 9 that decided to do a sit-in, and this wasn't like some Martin Luther King sit-in. When the cops came in trying to get them out, forcibly remove them, they started shooting.
Jesus Christ!
They started shooting at the cops. One cop died. He was shot in the back of the neck, and the reports are that was probably friendly fire. But the 9 Move members all were arrested, all ended up in front of a jury, all got convicted of third-degree murder, and they were sentenced to anywhere between 10 to 100 years in prison, depending on how, depending on what the jury saw fit.
Typical.
So finally, they moved to their new location in 1981 in West Philadelphia, in the Cobbs Creek neighborhood. There it is. We were waiting for it for so long. Cody.
Cody?
He's dead.
What the fuck?
It's dead.
I did.
Oh, it is dead.
Oh, it is dead.
Wait a minute.
There we go. I literally flipped the switch.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I am.
Caleb, click on it.
Oh,
it.
shit. All
There
right,
Oh.
never mind.
Caleb's stupid.
All right, that's Discord's L. Anyways.
So they move over to the Cobbs Creek neighborhood of West Philadelphia. Yes, standard fare for them. They're doing loud protests, trash is piling up, and this is a more of a higher end place than what they were used to. So the people here are just not having this shit at all. They're calling the cops just about every other day on these people, and the cops are like, will you please calm down and all this? And they know that this is a group that has been involved in a shootout before, so the cops are kind of just treating it with kid gloves. Apparently, there were some misdemeanors and civil citations issued out, and none of the Move members showed up to court. So in 1985, they get several arrest warrants for people. The Philadelphia Police Department gets several arrest warrants issued. And this time they're not fucking around. When the day comes around, they have 500 police officers.
Oh my God.
They evacuate the entire block. They tell everybody in 24 hours, you'll be able to come back to your house.
500?
They have 500 cops try to issue what was 6 arrest warrants. That was it.
Be a great time to start robbing stores in Philadelphia.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was another thing. Like of all the police officers, on the other end of the city, you could pretty much just get away with murder. Nobody can just stop you. This is the purge in the whole rest of Philadelphia.
Yeah, the horn starts going off.
So most of the Move members again leave the compound. The 6 that are remaining inside all have, or the ones with the arrest warrants on them. Their leader, a guy by the name of John Africa, who would change his last name to Africa, just to be more in tune with his heritage and everything. He's there with his wife Janine Africa, and as well as 7 children. I'm sorry, 6 kids and the 6 people who had the arrest warrants out for him. Initially, police start throwing tear gas in, trying to coax him out. Then somebody started shooting. Who shot first? Nobody knows. But a 90-minute gunfight ensued.
Jesus.
And apparently, nobody got killed in this. No, there was one police officer who got hit, but he said he just had a bad bruise on his back through his bulletproof vest. By all accounts, something like 9,000 rounds went downrange. This is even bigger than the North Hollywood shootout. I think that was like 5,000 rounds over the course of like 60 minutes. This was like closer to 10,000 across an hour and a half.
How did no one get hit by strays at that?
Yeah, like
because they evacuated it. Remember, the police. They're thinking about the people.
Yeah, but a block is not going to protect people a mile down the road.
Yeah, they're thinking about what if that one goes up at an angle and clears the building and goes like a mile away?
I just think it's more impressive that you have like a 500 v6 and you don't kill anybody after 90 minutes of just straight blasting.
So after 90 minutes of shooting, the police commissioner basically calls. He basically calls in his trump card, which is a Pennsylvania State Trooper helicopter that is armed with 2 pounds of Tovex, which is like a blasting agent, like a dynamite. And they called it an entry device, which is bullshit. It was fucking dynamite, basically. And their idea was they were going to drop this on top of the building, blow up the roof, and then have a way for like a SWAT team to come in from the roofs of the other townhouses, come up and like dive down and get down in there and make the arrests or neutralize the threat or whatever. What exactly their plan was, they didn't really like to tell anybody because everything went to shit right here, because as if it hadn't already gone to shit. 10,000 rounds have been fired downrange, but a massive fire got started. And this grew and grew. Janine,
dynamite? No, you don't say.
The fire gets started. According to Janine Africa, there were a couple of people inside that tried to get out when the fire started, but they got shot at. Oh, so they stayed inside, and the fire grew and grew. The firefighters were told to stand back because in the last shootout. Their rationale was the last shootout of the 16 police officers and some of them were firefighters that had been injured during that too. So they told the firefighters to stand back, and then by the time they were like, "Oh shit, we need to get like a handle on this thing," it was too late, and basically the whole block was just completely eviscerated.
I remember seeing this on like World's Wildest Videos, like back in the 2000s.
So of the people in there, Janine Africa ended up surviving. John Africa died in the fire. The people who had the arrest warrants for them issued out, they died. The 6 kids inside also died.
Jesus.
And yeah, because the police apparently thought that dropping 2 pounds of Tovex on a roof was going to solve this particular problem.
Shout out to all those people's belongings that are gone.
Yeah, all the people that got evacuated
shortly.
Yeah, I'll come back 24 hours later.
So I'm going to get into that right now. So by 1996, there was a multi-million-dollar lawsuit that the MOVE organization had gone through with. They ended up getting awarded, several $1 million. It was not until 2005 that the residents were reimbursed for all the damages, and something like a $12.8 million suit. So yeah, it took 20 years for those people to be reimbursed because the police wanted to claim qualified immunity, and we did what we had to do and all this horse shit.
Did you say
this was
$1 million suit?
Yeah.
That's not even that much once you divide it up by like the 80 houses or apartments that got burned up in that.
Oh yeah.
That's so crazy.
It's like, hey, you're sorry, every belonging you ever cared about is gone. All your memories, everything. Hey, here's like 50K.
30 years later.
Spending.
Yeah, in
spending
2005, federal judge awarded $12.83 million against the city of Philadelphia to the people who had lost their homes.
Does it say how many homes were burned down? Can we do that?
I think it was something like 30.
Dude, it looked
It looked like more than 30 according to that overhead shot.
Oh my god, that was the dynamite.
It looked more like 80, if I had to guess.
Oh
Yeah,
my
look at that. That's more than
god.
30.
Good lord.
61 homes.
All right, yeah, 60. That was a good guess. All right. All right, 12 point calculator here.
All right, yeah, we're getting taken down for the rest of that that's on there, but good lord.
Yeah, this was like Waco before Waco. This was during the time of we need to get tough on crime. We need to enforce the law as it is. And I think the police commissioner right before the raid started says, "This is America. You must obey all laws in this land," or whatever. And it took like some big speech and ended up killing all these people and their fucking kids and basically making it so every single person in Philadelphia hated their fucking guts and doesn't trust the police anymore.
For reference, I did the math, and 12.8 million divided by 61 homes. That's $210,000 about dollars. So it's better than I thought, but it's
Well, half that in lawyer fees.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's just per household, not per person.
Yep.
It doesn't even count your belongings. Hope you had good insurance.
Yeah, hope you had rent.
Does your insurance cover police fire bombings? You might want to ask
I would
State Farm.
hope so.
Is that under the Act of God clause?
Yeah, if you live in Philadelphia, and always ask your insurance agent, like, does this cover man-made police fires in the event of trying to issue arrest warrants?
If the police happen to drop dynamite on my roof, does this policy cover that?
Like, I
No,
can't
you gotta
imagine.
make sure fire is what did it, because the police are going to try to wiggle out of this. Like, oh, we didn't drop Tovex on your roof; it was the fire.
What caused the fire?
It
It was actually the flooding of the water that damaged your household.
Yeah, you see, the firefighters
so-
got there, and then
And
they, doused
insurance
your
doesn't
house.
cover flooding, so
And you said what year was this?
1985.
85. Okay.
Yeah, that
Jesus.
nobody got any damages from the police department until 1996,
Jesus.
and that was only the family of the deceased.
For
And
11
if,
years, they're just homeless. Like oh, we're gonna
Yeah,
live,
if you
like,
lost
oh,
your house, you didn't get a dime paid to you until
yeah, your
2005.
house, your belongings, all your
20
furniture, your
years.
clothes, like your pictures, just everything. Sorry, you gotta wait 11 years.
Yeah,
before
and
we're
their
gonna
excuse is
restart
like, oh
the
yeah, we had 6 people we had to catch, and we just like fuck it.
We had 6 warrants.
Oh, yeah, 6
We
warrants.
sent the AC
misdemeanors,
130 in.
fucking civil citations.
Good lord.
How many disasters throughout history were just like hundreds of people were like forcibly taken out of their homes were the result of the police just going after like, we're just trying to get this one dude. Sorry, we fucked up big time.
So there's this place in Texas called Mount Carmel. You should look
Might have heard
into.
of it, yeah.
that'll be for the next moment.
Yeah, I was about to say before we get too far into that.
That one's coming up.
There's,
That one's
there's,
coming
this,
up.
there's this place in northern Idaho.
That's,
Stay
that's a teaser.
tuned. Stay
Now,
tuned.
do you have a
We'll talk
teaser
about
for
that
next
later.
week so we can get some viewers to get some pictures for us?
If anybody happens to be near Amiens, France, and you got just near the town of Amiens, that would be really cool.
Oh yeah, send them in, guys. Send them in.
Send them in, guys.
Email.
Any
Okay, send 'em
Frenchies
in.
watching?
There's gonna be a
Send
day
'em
where
in.
somebody like legit like flies out.
Oh, we got one guy found Ned. I mean, anything's possible at this point.
That
That
is
is
correct.
true. That is very
And we
true.
we
guy
sent
was-
we sent Cozy down there like on foot. He couldn't find it, and then our dude came through for us.
That one dude.
Speaking
that
about
recorded on
Ned-
site of the molasses.
Dude, the
disaster,
molasses disaster.
Yeah, the molasses fucking Pompeii,
Molasses
whatever it was. Yeah.
Pompeii.
like, molasses Pompeii.
But speaking about Ned, like we didn't even talk about this. Supercars was beast. It was awesome. We watched
Yeah, I forgot about Supercars.
Friday and Saturday. We watched all the Supercars, and if you're into Supercars, you go on the YouTube channel. You can just subscribe, be a member for like $7, and you get the entire stream. You get their version of Legends cars. You get the Utes. You get the Supercars. You get to see everything that they're racing.
Right out, man.
Try it out.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess we should have talked about it earlier, but I know it was a big weekend for Supercars because they had isn't this the first week that the Gen 3 was a thing?
Yep, it's first week of the Gen 3. They removed about 400 kilograms of downforce. So
Canadian's gone.
they're doing the complete opposite of NASCAR. They removed all the downforce. And yeah, the racing is better than ever.
Imagine
Big Supercars
that.
fan.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine removing downforce and getting a better product.
I know.
Oh, and again, and yeah, we skipped over NASCAR so quickly, but I also saw that Stern was talking about that they were talking to the OEMs about doing an electric exhibition that's been in talks for like 4 years now, it feels like. Why are you shaking your head, Rusty?
They need to deal with their current product before they start looking into
Yeah.
EVs.
My favorite is when they have the electric cars where they add the artificial noises through like speakers, the artificial engine sounds where you rev just literally coming out of a speaker. It's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Actually, they should be looking into investing into the hybrid so we can get more horsepowers out of these out of these cars if they're not going to add more power to the engines.
You almost said these NASCARs.
I did almost say these.
Well,
NASCAR.
keep in mind too.
You know what would be a really good idea for an electric series if we brought back the Goodies Dash series? Like a super low cost, electric vehicle series for guys who are like grassroots racers. Get like, hell, get Landon Huffman in there. Be like, just throw some money at him. Be like, hey, do you want to drive one of these electric cars? And we got a tour comes through Hickory. It would be pretty cool, I think.
I miss seeing 3 flips.
Slap just prepare a late model, slap a electric engine in there, and go racing for 20 laps.
There you go. Shrimp Hours fixed NASCAR by reviving the Goodies Dash series and reviving an electric series and calling it the Goodies Dash series. I don't know. I fucked
Have him race at Daytona again.
Yeah, Landon's gonna send somebody. I want to see
part-time plumbers almost die on the high banks.
For the love of God, don't put Robert Huffman in there. He'll start killing people.
Yeah, he'll send people to the lake. He'll send 2 cars flipping at once.
Biggest crashes in history, but either way, that's Slap's crazy ass moments in history and a little bit of NASCAR tech. We're moving on. It's Animal Planet.
Do it to him.
I got that maxed out. We need more.
Yeah.
All right, so I know we have one grand finale for Animal Planet, but does anybody have some mini Animal Planets before we that?
I'm still animal.
I don't know.
I'll have some animals.
I'll be at South Alabama Speedway this coming weekend, so I'll have plenty of Animal Planet stories.
I love it. We're getting into race season. The animals will be about in full swing.
I'm doing the whole
out of
like short track tour of America. I'm gonna have a story just about every week.
Slap. How long do you get into that before you're like, I've made a grave mistake? Like 3 weeks, a month?
I think. I think like 4th or 5th week I go all the way down to like Sumter, and I've heard like their amenities fucking suck. It was like 2.5 hours from my house.
Make sure to bring like a sandwich or something, just in case you can't trust the concessions.
I'll bring tons of meat.
There you go. Bring the sausages.
Alligator on a stick.
MRE. Bring an MRE with you to the track and just review it. Dude, that'd be a great video idea. Bring some MREs to the track and review them like from the track, and then
set up like a GoPro. just be talking into it.
Let's get this out on tray. Nice. Okay.
I have the Steve MRE like 6-pocket tray. I should bring that with me. Yeah. It was like $8 on Amazon. I was like, why the hell not?
Might be an animal for buying that, honestly.
Make a good prop in a future video for when you're eventually living in the woods trying to save the short tracks around America.
So I don't think any of us have some good Animal Planet, so I think we need to get to the main.
Yeah, I know one
Times
good
are kind of
one.
lean.
We've
It's
been
all good. We're
hyping it
reaching
up.
into the bag a little bit. There's nothing to even hype up, really, but we do have video footage, I guess.
Let me cut
doesn't
straight to
even-
it.
We can talk right over it if you want to. It's not
Alright.
something that necessarily needs to be heard. It can just be seen. The audio listeners are kind of taking an L on this one, I guess.
Ed has mentioned auto Scalper.
I did. Now, you guys, I don't think will be able to hear it at all, but these two gentlemen here are actually ticket scalpers that are having beef with each other right outside the gate of the racetrack because of some kind of snafu at the will call.
Territory dispute.
This might be beef about selling tickets on someone else's corner. From what I could tell and overhear, these two gentlemen were very displeased with each other about their practices. And here comes security. They couldn't even get through the freaking gate to come break up this fight. It took two security guards 5 minutes to knock that barrier down. And here they come. Yeah, here comes the police. And then there you hear
Damn.
somebody yelling puto and all this good shit. They were fighting. They were brawling. The best part about that was like 3 minutes after a fight had just finished up at the back of the line. And I don't know about you guys. I'm sure, fights at a racetrack are fairly common, I feel like. I've never seen one at a cup race. So to see two rapid fire like this was quite an interesting experience.
I'm used to cruise fighting. I used to like the people outside the track start
right.
fighting.
The fans were fighting. They're brawling.
I've heard fights outside sporting events in California in particular are very common.
Well, I can attest to that maybe now with some footage, some video proof. It was there was like a political brawl going on at the back of the line. I don't even know if you want to get into that too much, but there was these guys with a bullhorn and like a Ukraine flag on a pole.
Oh, the blowhorn guys.
And they were like they were definitely poking and prodding into the audience because they knew who they were. They knew who showed up to this thing. And they certainly found the special ones that wanted to come back. And they came back with a vengeance. A couple of them were throwing drinks on each other, saying, "What are you gonna do, bro?" Getting into each other.
Oh, Jesus.
It was
Who's throwing
fucking
a
hilarious.
Drink on a person.
Listen, let me tell you, watching two idiots throw
Pulling
drinks
hair
at each
while
other,
you're at it.
that's better than any pre-race concert you're ever gonna see. I'm gonna keep it 100.
That's what we needed, like pre-race entertainment. We just need ticket scalpers. Just do like a battle royale or maybe like a tournament style fight, a single elimination.
It was the most entertaining, like standing in line I think I've ever done. It's like I gotta give you credit for that.
They have to fight for the case that has 500 tickets in it.
I don't know what they were doing. They were saying it was like sold out or something, and then these dudes were they were pissed. I don't know what happened. It was funny. They just randomly aggroed on each other like a video game and just started going at it.
If you're a man trying to throw a drink on another person, you might as well start pulling hair and doing like the doggy paddle punches at that point.
Hear that, Jeff Gordon haters?
Mm. So that was the adult end of the animals. I did go to a monster truck show recently as well. We don't have to show anything from that. We can keep the footage of that just for us. But I did have right behind me on the other end of the animals, we had a freshly new to this world born animal, it seemed like, because there was this really young kid behind us that was torturing his grandparents in the row directly behind me. The whole time they're like, "We're gonna take your ass back to the fucking car. You're not gonna see Gravedigger. You're gonna eat shit. Like, I'm gonna feed you some dirt."
Why were they scolding him?
Because he was just being restless and like rolling around. He was like kicking chairs around him, like kicking people in front of him, pulling people's hair. He was going crazy.
God.
And they're like, "All right, I'm gonna take him up." At one point, they took him up. They came back, and he was like worse somehow. And they came back. They were like even more pissed when they came back the second time.
They probably took him to get like a soda or something. They just filled him full of sugar and stuff.
Dude, I heard them say it because there was another young like girl that was a little bit older with them. They were like, "This one's on her phone. This one won't like sit down and watch the actual show. We should have come here by ourselves and got beers." That's what she said to the fucking like dad of the group.
Base.
And I was like, I've never related to something so hard in my life. That lady is based.
We should have left the kids at home and gotten drunk and stuff.
Yeah. Those are my heroes right there.
Relatable, to
And,
be honest.
Yeah. So that was awesome. And everybody remembers what it was like to be a fucking like dickhead kid at a show when
Oh,
you're
yeah,
probably a little
yeah.
too young. So I
Yeah.
related to that side of it too. So that's that
Like-
really.
Shouts out to
That's
the
funny.
4-year-old twins on that flight to Japan that I had that cried the whole fucking 11 hours.
Nice.
Oh.
Boy.
They were not happy about it.
Yeah, Eddie's
Because
story.
I took my seat. I had an empty seat to my left and right, and I'm like, oh hell yeah! Just as we were getting ready to take off, here comes like this couple and their 2 kids that missed their flight, and they're just like, they had to like separate. And they had one parent had one kid, the other parent had the other, and those 2 twins, they didn't want to be separated, and they're like, so I'm just like, dude, just let me switch with your wife and she can come over here. And that did not help the situation. Those kids, once they realized that the doors were shut and there was no getting off that plane, they were just howling. And I remember like after about 6 hours, dude, after like 6 hours, they're just like sitting there like tired, crying like,
I want to get off. Yeah.
Eventually, they just cry themselves to sleep.
yeah,
Take
like
'em out back.
the final 2 hours, they finally went to sleep. I was like, Jesus, dude.
Yeah. Eddie's story reminded me too. Not recent at all, but it was like November. I think I went to a Titans Chiefs game in Kansas City, and as we were leaving, these 2 drunk bastards in like the fucking nosebleeds up above us, were just like talking shit to each other because the Chiefs had just won, and this Titans fan was like, "Fuck you, pussy," and the other guy with the Chiefs fan was like, "Yeah, you've lost, you dick sucker," whatever. And
Was it CMR?
it might have been CMR, but yeah, I literally like
Bengals.
so the Titans fan like tried to throw a punch, but he was too fucking fat, so he couldn't like get all the way over. And once they started swinging up there, because it was happening like while we were trying to walk down the aisle, I looked up and I thought my ass was grass. Because I thought somebody was gonna punch somebody and go
Like
straight into
Indiana
me, like
Jones,
yeah, fucking, yeah, straight into me.
I think we've talked about this on the podcast, but do you remember this video from like the end of the last year where that really big hefty guy wearing like the Packers hat and like the Eagle, he's wearing like 3 different teams apparel. I think it was a Packer hat, an Eagles shirt, and like something else. Got into a fight with some Bears fan at some game, and the dude just tosses him down the stairs.
Yes. Yes, I
God.
do. That is one of the
I
finest
think we've
videos.
talked about this in the podcast. If not, if our fans say that we haven't yet, we can talk about it more in depth next week.
Dude. We got to talk in
Sports,
depth
yeah,
next
sports
week.
fights are the best. I love sports fights.
We're talking
God, you
in
guys
depth
remember
next week
that,
about the Jets.
You guys remember that video of the Alabama like mom that was at the Sugar Bowl when Alabama played Oklahoma, and like Oklahoma was winning, like all these like Oklahoma frat guys are like talking shit, and this Alabama mom just like clears the whole like aisle in front of her and like dive bomb punches one dude, and then she gets hauled away by police, and like she's still talking shit and all this. Like one of the police officers puts his hand over her mouth and they just haul her off. It's like 5 dudes like holding this like one middle-aged white woman.
Oh my god.
Based.
While we're on the subject of sports stuff, I think I have a good crazy video for Caleb to go into before we get into fan mail. Have you guys ever? This is from like 8 years ago. Holy cow! Oh shit, it's viral. Hog, we might get claimed if we play it.
Oh no!
Oh, we're dead. No,
God
no.
damn
Yeah,
it.
don't do it.
I'll just describe it then. It's
The-
that it was from some Browns Ravens game, like back in like 2015 or so. It was like when the Browns were like at their lowest point. And
These things happen.
it's one of the fans like right at the wall at the goal line, and right when the Ravens are about to score, and yeah, the dude runs it in for touchdown, Ravens touchdown, and they're in Cleveland, so just all the fans just kind of go quiet, and the fan recording is a Ravens fan, and just screams so loud, yeah, yeah, just turns around, just filming everyone, and just the most over the top maniacal laugh, just trolling the entire section, and literally everyone is just staring at him, boo, yeah, just literally just trolling the entire city of Cleveland. And everyone's being a good sport about it. Like there's no hostility. He's just laughing and he eventually starts walking his way up the stairs and like out of the section. But Oh god, that's such a funny
The
video.
Browns fans are pretty decent up until you like screw us actually, and we start throwing beer bottles.
You'll get the
Yeah, I
bottle.
was about to say, I'm
Yeah.
surprised you didn't get bottle gated.
Don't go backwards and play, yeah, against the Jaguars.
You're gonna hit the owner in the head again.
They'll start barking at you.
10-cent beer night all over again.
hmm
We need a
Alright,
sequel to
so-
10-cent beer night in real life.
Think that's gonna do it for Animal Planet, unless anything else comes to mind.
Family.
Yeah, let's go and do it. Let's do it to him.
Yeah.
That's that.
Moves us on to our next segment. Media
Last
check-in.
Oh,
What have you? No, not last
one
segment.
second, I had
Media
my thought,
check-in.
sorry.
God, Cody.
I
What
just-
has everybody been playing, watching? What have you been doing this week?
Team Fortress 2, copious amounts.
Oh my god.
It's
Wasn't there an
2013.
update for that recently?
Hmm?
Wasn't there an update for that recently?
No, they just updated like their blog posts.
Uh,
They told all the people who made like fan creations, like fan emotes and everything. They said they might start working through some new weapons, skins, and emotes and stuff like that. Maybe, but it's like the first update we've had in like 5 fucking years.
I was gonna say one day, and I believe that one day we will rescue you from playing games from 2007.
Never.
Well, hey, it's Valve. Like they keep their games updated even if they're old. Like they're adding ray tracing to Portal, and now it's on Half-Life. So
Yeah, Valve used to make games. Now they just make money.
I mean, to be fair, the other shrimps have been playing a game that's been pretty old recently. The NAS trucks for GTA 5 came out.
yes, they have.
Those
They've been
bought.
banger. $1.8 million if you want that.
I bought mine.
I think
Hold
it's
on, where's
1.7.
my credit card? Hold
I think it's
the fuck on.
1.69.
Buy them
Nice.
shark cards.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm giving Rockstar just what they need, more money.
But yeah, it drives really good. DT's made a bunch of tracks for us to try. He recently made Atlanta, and with
Banger
these
track.
trucks, oh, it's a banger.
The shame we'll never race him again because he's dead.
Yep.
These things happen.
Jeez.
Wasted his final days.
Can we get an in memoriam for DT at the end of
Oh,
the
we should. We should.
Yeah, sure. Here it is.
What have you been
That'll do.
playing? What have you been doing, Rusty?
I told you guys I binged every Rocky and Creed movie the last like 3-4 days, and I wish I came prepared for a better bit on this, but I wouldn't I wouldn't blind on all these.
Hold on.
This guy
Is it actually gonna
stinks.
switch back this time? Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
There he goes.
It
This is my
froze
first
at the-
time watching any of these movies, and because it's like from the outside looking in, it's like, I mean, it's Rocky. He's gonna win every fight at the end. What's the point of this? The first movie is an absolute banger. I don't like it's somehow held up. I know it gets some criticism for being weird for its day, and there's a couple of ones that were a little sus. But overall, Rocky 1, absolute banger. And then you transition into Rocky 2. And this isn't a spoiler because it becomes a theme throughout the Rocky movies where the first half of the movie makes zero sense. And it's like almost disrespectful to the movie that came before it, especially Rocky 2. I don't know if it was brain damage. I don't know if he developed some sort of disorder between the first movie and the second one. But Rocky comes out in the second one like a complete moron. He can't read. He can't even speak English. And he's buying all this. Like he can't drive a car. Like the whole first half of that movie was like the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen in my life. When you follow up Rocky 1, Rocky 2. You just have to see to know what I'm talking about. But then I think it was like Rocky 5, like 5 minutes in, his somebody signs away all of his money and he's out on the street again. It's like, it's just so preposterous. But at the end, they kind of like bring it all together. But so I binged all of them and highly recommend all of them except for Rocky 5. You can skip that. The Creed movies, I think, did a pretty good job following all the nostalgia, being respectful for the history, especially 1. I thought was really emotional. 'Cause, like, I just went through all of them, and going into 1, I was crying during 1. I don't know if Creed 1 still holds up the second time, but it was a banger. And I just saw Creed 3, and apparently this is Michael B. Jordan's first movie he's ever made. And it's actually legit, like, entertaining start to finish. The bad guy in the movie the acting is like 10 out of 10. This guy was so good. I think he carried the whole movie. Not a big Michael B. Jordan fan, but the heel, so good. And I would love to see more from that actor. I don't know what he's done prior or what he's got coming up, but I'm going to keep an eye on that guy.
Oh yeah.
Pretty solid. I just last night, the Last of Us we've been talking about the last few weeks, it just wrapped up. And I think the finale for this, for those of you that are planning to watch it, it's going to be kind of divisive, because the problem is I haven't played the game, so I don't know how the game ends. But the note that they ended the show on, going into season 2, is it. Like, I literally was like looking down and like taking a sip of my drink, and then I looked up and the credits were over. Yeah, and I was like, what the hell? But
Was it a good cliffhanger?
it wasn't a cliffhanger at all, really. I mean, they have like the action throughout the episode where it feels like it feels like episode 4, not episode 9. But I kind of like it. It's a good change of pace, because I know so many TV shows nowadays that, like, for a season finale, they would have just like killed off Joel or some shit like that. So I think it was nice to have them, Joel and Ellie, end where they were, as opposed to anything else. For those of you who haven't watched the show or played the game. Has anybody else played anything or done anything before we move on? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Horrible lies.
Before we go, I want to give a big shout out to Apollo Creed. This man's going to change my life. This man is the whole reason the Rocky series exists. I could cry. This guy feels like a family member after watching. Also, shout out to Apollo Creed. Carl Weathers, that guy is a god. Oh my! I could return to YouTube content just off this man's performance. So shout out to Carl Weathers. And I was laughing midway through 3, and I'm like, this is the guy that got his hand bit off in Happy Gilmore. I was like this guy, like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it when I connected the dots, because he's such a godlike figure in Rocky. 10 years later, he's getting his hand bit off by a fucking alligator, dude.
It's all
Falls
in
out
the
a window.
hips.
It's like, come on. How are you gonna do our boy like that? Like, come on.
All right. That's going to move us on to our last segment. Shout out.
Send in your fucking mail.
Wash your fucking hands, slap.
Send in your fucking mail.
Send them in, guys.
Wash your fucking hands, slap. I don't give a fuck, man. You better send in those emails at this point.
Welcome to fan mail. Fan mail. Fan mail. Fan mail.
Shout out Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big Ben fan. So I'm logged into the email up above. If you want to send in your own emails. Oh shit, I pressed it too much. ShrimpHoursPresents
Send
at
them
Gmail.
in, guys.
Send in those emails like Ben told you to. ShrimpHoursPresents at gmail.com. We have maybe a new record for emails this week, because we have like 8 of them. Yeah.
Shut it down.
I've been holding it.
All right.
E.
Pick 5 of them at random and delete them. All right, let's go.
Yeah, we have one from Benjamin Branscombe. It says, Dear Shrimps, I apologize for my late application to fill the vacant host position. Here's a link to my resume, and it is literally an entire resume filled out, I guess, for the host position.
Is he more or less qualified than you?
I think anybody on the planet's more qualified than me, so it works out.
Look, there's only room for one Ben in Shrimpage.
Yeah. We're already over our bin allotment.
And he says, also, as someone who works in local news, I feel like I'd have some wild ass stories for the Animal Planet segment. Best, Ben. So get some new Animal Planet.
Some of those, regardless.
Yeah, I want to hear about his craziest liquor store robbery story he's got.
We got one from our favorite Andrew R, our pal down under. He says, morning all y'all. Am I the only one who doesn't lament the passing of the 2-mile Snorefest at Auto Club Sleeper Speedway? I do not like the 1.5-mile places like Las Vegas, etc., because as cars are constantly turning, this means that all cars need to keep the nose down to get turning grip. Lose the air, lose the speed, so everyone gets strung out. Will the new Auto Club half-mile produce better bullring banging, or will this be like Martinsville with one sensible line? Thanks, Andrew R.
Depends on what the package is going to be in 2 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at
hopefully not the one that are running now.
By then.
it's dead.
The package right now, no, it's going to suck.
Yeah. I don't think you can get around what we have for a
Can't
car.
fix that damage.
Just remove the under tray, get rid of the spoiler, and just have at it.
Let's just
Yeah.
import the supercars and just run those.
Dude.
Yeah, that's what NASCAR should have been.
Either that or the Xfinity cars. I mean, something.
What's funny is they base part of their car off the supercar Gen 2, and then once they release it's like, oh, we're going to Gen 3.
Yeah,
Gonna
and they
improve
get
our
rid of all
car.
their downforce and the racing's better. Crazy.
Yep.
What a concept.
Dustin Stoner sends in, hey Shrimps, mostly for Slap, an idea to do some research on or a multiple series or one long story about one of the coolest animals in history. His name is Sergeant Stubby. I don't know if you know anything about that.
Oh
Slap.
yeah, that was
Great name.
God, Sergeant Stubby was like a little bulldog. I think he was with the Marine Corps, the first group of Marines that went into Europe during World War One.
He just knows
He-
this off the top of his head.
Yeah, he won like
Decorated
some
dog.
he won like some medals and everything for like running messages around. They had a little uniform for him, a little hat.
It's a nice
He's-
job not getting domed. Here's a fucking medal to this dog.
Yeah.
All right.
He's basically the dog army version of Jocko Flacco is what I'm
I was
hearing.
just thinking of Jocko
Yeah.
Flacco. Yeah, they should
Yeah.
have.
There he is.
From Sanok, says, hello Shrimps, and maybe Eddie, who is back from the dead. So
Hello.
welcome back, Eddie. Are there any race car drivers that follow you on social media? Drivers that you know personally don't count. I don't know why, but Joey Gaze follows me on Twitter. I guess that's cool. Yes, sad that this is the last ever episode. This is the last ever episode. We're never coming back.
Especially now.
Yeah, and once
Caleb killed it.
once you give me the host permissions out of everybody in here, like I'm not even on the show every week. So
I actually have a funny answer for this. Robbie Lyons saw me wreck right next to one of his trucks in a NASCAR Heat 5 video and followed me on Twitter like way back in the day.
I think Robbie Lyons also follows me on Twitter.
Probably the only one I could think of.
There's a couple guys I know personally, like Vargas, but
Yeah, that's
most-
what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
random ass one on my personal Instagram, which I never posted to. I haven't posted to in like 8 years. I'm gonna butcher this pronunciation, but the Supercars driver Fabian Coulthard followed me randomly.
Follows you?
Yeah, it's like what?
Nice.
Dale Jr. follows me, and Cody Ware. I think
Well,
there's.
goddamn, it's over.
That's a flex.
Mark Martin.
He didn't follow me on Twitter anymore. He follows me on
What?
Instagram, but not
What?
Twitter.
He unfolled you?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I guess I was
Oh,
too
You
based.
watch too many meat posts.
Yeah, too many down bad posts.
Yeah, I think that might.
He saw Slap Shoes liked and was like, what the fuck is this?
He's like, this guy's a fed.
Sus.
Other than drivers I know, no, but I am blocked from Kyle Busch, so
Nice.
I'm blocked
Good.
from Rick Ware Racing, so.
I'm blocked from Brian Kozlowski as well as I think most of the community is.
Yeah.
except for
Yeah.
me, that is one Twitter account that I still have access to.
Oh yeah. If we ever need that insider info.
Yeah, Brian Kozlowski. He likes my tweets every once in a while. I think he follows me. Yeah.
You've never
Yeah.
played a NASCAR
Well, he
video,
hates
so he loves you.
90% of us.
It's anyone that's played a NASCAR video game or a sim, he just hates.
Next email's from Doggo, and the title is "Hello, I didn't die. I bet Ed isn't here. No balls." And you're
eat
wrong.
shit.
Oh,
How do
eat
you
shit.
feel now?
Hey up.
Ed's back.
He says, "Okay, so I'm upset in this email because I was going to propose as the next slap topic to talk about the North Hollywood shootout. So here are some other proposals." He says, Operation Cowboy and the Battle of Castle Itter, also known as the only two times the Germans and the Americans fought alongside as allies in World War II. Castle Itter is the cooler one, in my opinion, but both are still crazy ass nonetheless. That time in 1932, when Australia started a war with humanity's greatest threat, emus. They lost. The infamous Killdozer. I'll be shocked if Slap doesn't know about that one. Who doesn't
Yeah.
know about the
Yeah,
Killdozer?
Slap's probably
Um,
building a Killdozer somewhere.
I say this to leave you. God damn it! I gotta read the email, guys. But his question is: on what scale do you believe in extraterrestrial beings? Are they in the universe? Are they aware of and zooming around on our planet? Are they working with the government and somehow contributing to the booming real estate market? Or do they even exist? Discuss. Leave it to the email,
they-
doggo.
They exist. They're not zooming around us because they don't care about us.
I agree. I think we're too fucking stupid for them to interact with. So
I think aliens do exist, but I don't think that. I think there's. Do you guys know what the Fermi paradox is?
nope.
So there's like a billion galaxies, and inside every galaxy is a billion stars. So it's like statistically there has to be aliens.
Yeah.
So why have we never heard of them? We haven't had any radio transmissions,
They're
nothing.
so far away.
No, it's because there's something called great filters. Like at some point, your civilization can only go so far, and you start to like run out of resources, and you basically revert back to a primitive state. It's because all the resources on our planet are pretty much finite. So if we don't use what we have perfectly and actually get to another planet to get those resources, like Mars or asteroids and stuff like that, we will eventually run out of resources here, and we'll just be stuck here forever. And then we'll slowly run out of, some of the rare earth minerals. Smartphones won't be here anymore. We'll run out of stuff to make microchips with, and then
solar energy.
We'll run out of steel. We'll run out of iron and copper and brass. We'll run out of all that stuff, and eventually we'll just revert back to cavemen. And then the sun will explode, and we'll all die in 5 billion years, and nobody will remember that we're here. That's what happens to all civilizations.
Today's Happy Thoughts brought to you by Slap Shoes.
I feel like I did when I was like 8 and figuring out that the sun was going to explode in a billion years.
I thought you were gonna say when you realized dinosaurs weren't real.
Ben didn't laugh.
All right.
Yeah, our next email comes from Keegan Letter. It says, "Hey gentlemen, it's been a while for me, but going back a few weeks ago about underrated paint schemes, if I may. Brad Keselowski's red car that won Talladega is one that I love that is more under the radar. And last week's episode of a disaster of a scheme. What is one scheme that is not from 2020 to 2023 that you would burn from existence? Enjoying the show as usual. P.S. Hope Ed's all right. He does like the Lions, so I see the problem. Ed's still the best, though.
Man, oh my god. First of all,
He said he's glad you're back.
I do appreciate that, but come on, leave the Lions out of this. He says with this profile picture right now. Bam.
No, don't do that one.
That's a good question. Because all the bad schemes I can think of are from recent years. Can't think of any ones from like far way past.
Can I cop out to that Jeff Gordon Transformers car that I've used for like every time this comes up?
Fair.
That's my answer.
Yeah, I don't know. My object permanence. Yeah, there you go. I do have a bad one actually. If I can pull this up real fast. Somebody else, if
Bush's Beans one, I think that I keep thinking of. I think it was from 2019, so I think that counts.
Oh yeah.
The brown poop car.
Shout out. There are not any good pictures of it. Here you go. This is from Chase Elliott's rookie year. He ran a 3M car, and it just looks like trash.
Yeah.
I always hated this one.
Those
That'd
red
be my
24
vote.
numbers.
With no drop shadow or anything. on 'em.
Disgusting.
Yeah, just this.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go out on a limb here and get shot probably in the back of the head. I don't hate that car.
There's
We're gonna put it up one more
If the
time.
number had a stroke and a drop shadow, it would have been hot.
I need the
potential there.
neon yellow numbers would have fixed this.
That's all it needs.
I
Neon
literally
yellows
think
would've
it's
made that
just
hot.
like the drop shadow because
Yeah.
that's just like that's the 24 is like big drop shadow, some neon number of some sort. Hendrick as a whole just been fucking it.
A little bit.
This is what happens when you put the money into the car and not how it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say on the flip side, also Chase Elliott's rookie year, he had this car that they killed that I always loved, the Sun Energy 1 car.
The Sun Energy, like reflective chrome orange wheels, were ultra mega based.
Mm.
Whatever happened to Sun Energy? Was that like a DC solar type deal?
Probably,
They're
yeah.
still around because they still sponsor some Daytona 24
Okay.
cars.
Back out of NASCAR. I would too.
Next.
All right, Cody. Damn. We got a second. This is the last email. Second from Andrew R.
Oh, we got
Says,
If it were anybody else, we would not allow 2 emails. But
this is true. Because it's Andrew R. He says,
Yeah,
morning, all
net
y'all.
honor.
Again, I assume he just woke up at, this is an hour before the show started. So he's talking about, I guess, Australian trucks. And attached a picture here for us with this thing.
Yeah, Utes. Yeah.
We love Utes.
And he said, would Americans actually prefer to be driving in a truck series truck rather than the fat ass useless things like the F-150 or Dodge Ram? Or what in the name of Batman's breath is going on here? Is everyone just hauling air? Thank you, Andrew R. P.S. We had a pallet of stuff to move. It wouldn't actually fit in the Dodge Ram that the production department has. Egypts.
I can't remember what it's called, but I have a PS2 game where like you race these things, just like one of those cheap arcadey PS2 games.
Yeah, dude, those things are sweet, but they're kind of impractical. So I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
like
their
El
practical, it's just-
Caminos back in the day.
Americans want them big cars. And that's why there's no cars being sold up here anymore. The only car Ford sells is the Mustang.
It's not even a Mustang anymore, is it?
No, they still sell the Mustang.
Huh.
The Mach-E, yes, that's an SUV. But the rest of it's SUVs. I can't
That should
buy a
not be called a
Fiesta.
Mustang.
Oh, dude, somebody made a great YouTube video. More than just biking. He made a video like big cars are literally killing us, and one of them was one point that he made was for in U.S. regulations and everything. We have what we're called like CAFE standards. I forget what that acronym's for, but it basically says you know all cars have to meet certain emission regulations. They have to get a certain miles per gallon, and different safety regulations and stuff. Light trucks are not beholden to those regulations. So SUV trucks, they don't have to meet emission regulations or miles per gallon regulations or anything like that. So it's basically a way for auto manufacturers to sell more car at a higher price and then, you know, put less money in R&D for adhering to regulations and shit. So
Well,
that's
that
why
makes
they
sense.
only ever sell fucking trucks. It's all a scam. The government's in on it. they're gonna take away your Fiesta. They're gonna take away your sedan. You're gonna drive the F-150, and you're gonna like it.
Good.
You drive an electrical car and they'll turn it off when you send a questionable tweet.
I'll send out the EMP.
Elon Musk will personally come down and turn off your Tesla permanently.
Snip your battery wires.
Yeah, that's a good point. Every single car is going to become a bait car now. You ever seen that show, Bait Car?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, big
yeah.
bait car fan.
That shit was based.
I
Entrapment.
think
That's just
definitely illegal.
police trying to like create criminals.
Entrapment.
Just throw a Kia on the road and you're good to go.
I mean, it's just straight up entrapment. Like they're like police don't want to actually fight crime, so they invent it, and then they stop the guy, and then they're like, "Oh, see, look what we did. We took all this. We took these dangerous people off the street. The people with poor impulse control."
well, either way, I
Learn
think
some impulse control.
conspiracy is a good way to end this episode. We got to an hour and 20 minutes. I'm proud of us. I thought like the first
Go ahead
5
and
minutes
delete
we were done like through like 3 segments, I think 10 minutes in. So we got this
Did you
one
actually
good.
hit the record button? Like, do
I do think everybody was muted the entire podcast. So
You forget to take
Good.
the lens cap off.
either way,
Fuck the
we did
police,
it.
the Philadelphia Police Department in particular.
We need a name.
I know what
Fuck
what are we
DT,
gonna?
Fuck DT.
Well,
That can't be it.
Yeah,
Blame
no more
Canada.
Canadians. Yeah, no more Canadians.
Blame Canada.
I would like to also point out, hey, we got to talk about this. We are 11-1 right now. USA is kicking the shit out of Canada in this baseball classic.
oh yeah,
Oh,
base.
So,
Blame
get
Canada.
fucked.
What are we naming the podcast, guys?
DT got deported.
All right, that's the name of the podcast. DT got deported.
I like Blame Canada.
I'm
All
fine
right,
with
all
Blame
right.
Canada.
Yeah, all right. We'll do blame Canada if DT doesn't want to do DT got deported. That'll be your little Easter egg. Blame Canada. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Mwah.
Tons of meat.
It's a shame this is the last.
This is the last
These things
episode.
happen. Been crazy. Oh.
Ed's dead.